Well, Bitcoin holders, crypto holders, it seems that things could be about to heat up and that China, not just Hong Kong, but mainland China could be coming for your coins. I'm going to break down that story for you today. Also, big news out of the USA. It seems Robinhood is the next ones in the SEC's crosshairs for daring to commit the evil crime of giving people access to cryptocurrencies. As what the heck, man? It's crazy. Lots of altcoin news to talk about too. Latest on Solana and other stuff. So stick around answering your questions, of course, in the second half of the stream. So let's get it. And let's start off with the China story. China. Bitcoin news sharing China is driving the price of gold. The flow of gold to China has gone from solid to an absolute torrent. It's true. Could this strong demand also spill over to Bitcoin if the rumors about an imminent opening of Hong Kong ETFs to mainland China turn out to be true? What is this rumor that they speak of? Well, Marty Party breaks it down for us. Chinese ETF rumor mill. Richard Byworth, managing partner at Size Capital, has ignited rumors suggesting that Bitcoin ETFs listed in Hong Kong could soon be accessible to investors from mainland China. Byworth's remarks on X highlight the ongoing discussions about the possibility of the integration of these ETFs into the Stock Connect system. This integration could pave the way for a massive wave of capital inflow from the mainland into these digital asset funds. Byworth stated, I just got back from Hong Kong. There is talk that the ETF could be added to Stock Connect. The implications for this are absolutely enormous. It basically means that mainland money can buy the Bitcoin ETF. This statement followed a dialogue initiated by Sam Samao, who commented on the impressive initial performance of the China AMC Bitcoin ETF, which gathered $121 million inflows on its first day of trading. So what is Stock Connect? Stock Connect is a cross-border program that was launched in November 2014 between Shanghai and Hong Kong exchanges, followed by the Shenzhen Hong Kong Stock Exchange Connect in December 2016. This pioneering initiative allows mutual market access between mainland China and Hong Kong equity markets, offering a two-way trading link. The program enables qualified mainland Chinese investors to access eligible Hong Kong shares and allows Hong Kong and overseas investors to trade eligible A shares. You get the point. So this is a major escalation. If true, if it does play out like this, and this is the rumor going around right now, we're not going to know for certain until, of course, it actually happens. But as we have long speculated about the Hong Kong Bitcoin ETF, and this has been something we've been talking about on the channel here for a year or more, probably more, as soon as they started making that thawing towards Bitcoin more broadly, we were saying, well, this is it. This is going to open up the flood of mainland money into Hong Kong. It may not happen overnight, and it's not happening overnight. But if this does get turned on, this is massive because it allows mainland money, we're talking wild sums of cash, to be able to flow into Hong Kong spot Bitcoin ETFs and spot Ethereum ETFs and whatever other cryptos they deem ETF worthy in the future. Probably Solana and Polkadot and Dogecoin, whatever, will also get ETFs in the future. And actually, here's an interesting thing for you. I think China is going to do this, and probably not for the reason that you think that they might. But I think that China is going to do this because it actually allows for them to make sure people don't use Bitcoin to do capital flight. Because people want access to Bitcoin. They want access to Ethereum. People in China are pretty crazy about crypto. And you may not know this. I know we don't talk about the domestic Chinese crypto markets very much. And a lot of what happens there, if you don't speak Chinese, is unknown to us. Now, from my years of research and interacting with these markets and seeing the numbers and talking to people, China is a booming crypto market. Despite all the official crackdowns, people find a way. And the worry for China all this time is that people are going to buy Bitcoin and use it to take their capital out of China, which they have done. But what if China says, hey, you know what, guys? What if you come and invest in this stuff through our official partners in Hong Kong, where you can come and buy these Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs legally? You don't have to go to some backroom dealers or anything like that. And of course, you're not going to take your capital away because you're going to keep it inside of China. It actually works out super well for them. It's problematic for a variety of reasons. I want people to have real Bitcoin in their wallets. However, with Chinese property markets taking hits in recent years, perhaps investors are looking for alternative opportunities, and Bitcoin ETFs could be exactly an opportunity for Chinese investors. They could be really popular. They're really popular just in Hong Kong on day one. And I know it's not the 13, 14 billion or whatever we see in US Bitcoin ETFs total net inflows right now, but hundreds of millions of net inflows just for Hong Kong is big. And when they turn on that mainland spigot of money, watch out. Watch out. Anyway, this is the current speculation. Obviously, I'll keep you updated on this as we go. Now, real quick, price of Bitcoin. What are we up to? Price of Bitcoin was rejected at the 50-day EMA. Here, yellow line on the chart. We did see a rally up to $65,500 yesterday. That was exciting. We are all excited about that. That's fantastic. However, perspective, that is basically continuing our downtrend right now here for Bitcoin. Have not had a significant enough rally to start putting in a new trend in terms of putting in those higher highs, right? And the higher lows and all that stuff. So we shall see. We shall see. Right now, still in a bit of a downtrend where you can see we have all the peaks here continuing lower. We need to start getting those peaks going up in the other direction here, right? Peak here, peak here, peak here, peak here, peak here, all going down this way. So what we want to see is peaks going back up this way again. Okay. That's a terrible arrow, Lark. How'd you draw that? Okay, here you go. We want to see peaks going back in that direction again. However, still encouraging that. MACD bull cross still holding up. Okay, so that's good. RSI downtrend breakout still holding up. So some enthusiasm perhaps there for this move. Of course, we are going to expect a bit of resistance coming in here at the 50-day EMA. Not surprising. But now we need to see a good, strong, definitive daily close over that. See, this is what got people maybe mixed up a bit yesterday is you see the price pumping. All right, we're up to 65.5 or whatever. And, well, it's not, you have not closed your daily candle over that. When you close the daily candle, then let's talk, okay? We haven't closed the daily candle yet. Sit back down. Wait a bit. Because this is what happens. Okay, moving on. I want to share this one from Titan of Crypto. Bitcoin targeting its previous all-time high again. Just a matter of time before Bitcoin breaks its previous all-time high decisively. Yes, of course, obviously. From Bollinger Band perspective, Bitcoin has just pulled back to the center line like 2 cycles ago. Very interesting. You look back here, pull back to the center line. This is back in 2017. Pull back to the center line after, of course, retesting those previous highs. Huge drop in price shortly thereafter, followed by a massive year-long rally, essentially. Is that what we're heading for right now? Don't know, but it certainly is interesting perspective, isn't it? Bitcoin reached 1 billion transactions. Great. Think about how crazy Bitcoin is. Really, I think we all forget about this sometimes. Bitcoin has been out there in the world, in the wild, for well over a decade now, just processing every 10 minutes, censorship-resistant transactions. No nation state has figured out how to stop Bitcoin. Bitcoin's only growing stronger and stronger by the day. The network's the most powerful computing network on the planet. And it doesn't matter what your politics are, what your race is, what your religion is, any of that kind of stuff. Bitcoin has not cared for not one single of those billion transactions. And that is some powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff. Now, real quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is iTrust. Guys, if you want to have a tax efficient way for doing your crypto trading, I look into iTrust. You can trade all the top coins. They got your Solana and your XRP and your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, whatever you like to trade. They got top coins over here, and you can do as many trades as you want without actually hitting any taxable events. That's because you can bring over your existing retirement plans like your IRA or 401k or whatever, or start a new one with them and have those tax advantages when trading, which if you've been trading crypto, you know how sucky the taxes can be. So, maybe it's something to look into for you. You can, of course, buy and sell crypto 365, 24/7. They even have gold and silver via the real stuff, by the way, via the partnership with Kitco, which is pretty gosh darn cool. Low costs, no monthly fees. Biggest crypto IRA provider in the game. Most assets under management, most users. You can check it out using the link down below in the description, where you'll get a $100 funding bonus for starting your account. Check it out if you're interested in learning about how to have tax advantages for your crypto trading. Now, let's get into the news of the day. Robinhood markets have received a Wells notice for alleged securities violations at their crypto unit. So Wells notice is not officially a lawsuit. It's just that you usually get a Wells notice right before the SEC is going to sue you. So now let's just sum up here. The SEC is going after Kraken, Coinbase, Grayscale, Ripple. Starting to lose track of. There's so many of them. Consensus because of MetaMask, and now Uniswap. Don't forget they're going after Uniswap. That's right. Software is a crime. Software is a crime. Wallets are a crime. Letting people buy and trade things, that's a crime. Everything's a crime in the land of the free. I'm reminded of this this thing that happened a long, long time ago. There are these guys back in America before it was America, and they got pissed off by this whole concept of taxation without representation. And I really feel like in modern America, you have a situation where you have taxation without representation, but nobody cares because everyone's on TikTok, watching the latest TV show or whatever it might be. And hey, TikTok TV shows, it's all fine. But like, you got to realize the people running the show, they don't give a fuck about you, man. They don't represent you. They represent their donors. They represent the special interests. They represent the oligarchy. They don't represent you. The SEC is not here for you. If the SEC gave a damn about you, they would be working together with these companies, because these companies are the companies that have been doing their best to try to push everything forward. Instead, what the SEC do, they cozied up with companies like FTX, which turned out to be this giant fraud. Right? The SEC has been viciously and aggressively going after some of the most squeaky clean companies in the entire damn industry, while letting all kinds of bad actors just go the other way. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It's because they don't work for you. They don't work to protect you. They work to protect the banks. They're not working in your best interest. They're working in the best interest of the banks. Okay? In fact, the SEC largely exists to protect you from getting wealthy and to protect the banks from making sure they keep all their money. Okay? They want to keep the money. They don't want you guys to have it. They need an impoverished class of people. Maybe we're getting a bit too deep here, but that's what I think when I see all this stuff, because it's ridiculous. Going after Robinhood. What a pile of shit. And of course, a lot more taxpayer money is to be wasted, and at least the courts are going to probably smash all this stuff down. Coinbase is largely expected to win in court. Grayscale's already won. Ripple's winning, et cetera, et cetera. And MetaMask is going to win, because guess what? MetaMask is a freaking wallet. It's a piece of software, man. They're going to win in court. These are well-funded companies that are going to take the fight to the SEC, and they're going to win in court. And CEO of Robinhood saying, if necessary, we will use our resources to contest this matter in the courts with the intent of both defending our crypto business and establishing regulatory clarity in the United States for the benefit of our customers. They will be fought in court, and they will lose, and they will waste everybody's time, and they will ensure that instead of the United States being the global leader of the cryptocurrency market, that they will be way behind everybody else. And they already are way behind everybody else because of this cantankerous, is that a good word? Aggressive, douchey, let's say douchey SEC, because the SEC has been doing everything possible to incentivize developers to leave the country, for companies to leave the country. In fact, if you are a crypto company operating in the USA, you're basically have a target on your back. It's wild stuff. Should not be that way. Absolutely not. Leon here pointing out, Ethereum held on centralized different story. Ethereum held on centralized exchanges increasingly getting scarcer than Bitcoin. Pretty interesting. Ethereum held on centralized exchanges like Binance or Coinbase has drastically dropped from 16% in March 23 to 10.6% by May 24. In comparison, Bitcoin's reduction is less stark, moving from 13 to 11.85% in the same period of time. Of course, different market caps, so still huge amounts of money going out and something to think about, right? Plus, all these Bitcoin ETFs we custodied via Coinbase, so I'll be curious to see because that's still going to be on exchange, right? I'm interested to see if they'll be counted in these numbers or not. But anyway, not surprising. Ethereum's going to staking, liquid restaking, eigenlayer, restaking or restaking coins to be restaked with the restakers. When you restake for the restaking rewards on top of the restaking, there's like 10 layers of leverage and risk that'll eventually come down in a terrible crashing house of cards explosion. But that's for bear market us to worry about, not bull market. Bull market, this stuff all jives up nicely. More Ethereum moving on to layer 2s all the time, of course. Ethereum getting burned. Every transaction is made. So lots of positive things happening in the Ethereum ecosystem. In spite of the fact we're probably not getting an Ethereum ETF anytime soon with this aggressive SEC until they get smashed down in court again and are forced to approve it. I want to share this with you. ILO pointing out the stablecoin market cap has now grown by $30 billion year to date and is now about $19 billion away from last cycle's peak. Of course, we're going to go on to make a much bigger stablecoin market cap this time. We're just about to break all-time highs. Think about that. We're about to break all-time highs for stablecoin market cap. So it means money in the market beyond, the money stored in Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff, but actual cash money in the market that can farm stuff and move around, all that sort of stuff. So that's pretty interesting to watch. I think we're going to go to many hundreds of billions this cycle. That 170 billion, whatever high watermark previously. It's just the beginning. Just the beginning. All the other metrics. Death.sui. Great name. Insane Alpha here. Misty Seti will be live on Sui mainnet by June, July, reducing latency as follows. Consensus is going to go from 2 to 3 seconds down to, sub-second. Wild speeds we're talking about here. Absolutely crazy. This blockchain, I know we keep talking about it. I still have zero position or exposure to this blockchain. Maybe that'll change at some point, but pretty crazy to see how much attention I think this continues to get, which is pretty gosh darn cool. So big tech upgrades coming. Of course, Phantom's got their big tech upgrades, Sonic coming, and Fire Dancer's coming for Solana. And it's a very exciting time really to be in the crypto market space right now because you have to understand, well, we are $1 trillion under the previous all-time high market cap for all crypto coins. The fundamentals for crypto have never been better. Think about it. All this Bitcoin ETF stuff in the USA and coming in Australia and coming in the UK and just releasing in Hong Kong, probably coming in South Korea soon. Great liquidity. Wow. Then all the tech stuff that's been happening. Avalanche is better than ever. Layer 2s are better than ever. We just had a 100x fee reduction on Ethereum layer 2s. It costs a penny to do a transaction on Arbitrum base now. It's wild. We see these other blockchains coming out, whether it be Sui or Aptos or Solana or any other huge tech upgrades, man. Huge tech upgrades. Wild stuff happening here. It's very exciting. Very exciting to see what's going on. The fundamentals have literally never been better, and the price has not caught up yet. And it will. It will. And when it catches up, it'll overshoot dramatically the fundamentals as the hype and all that stuff kicks off. But that's, again, for later us to worry about. Okay. Let's continue. We're also seeing, by the way, once again, already pointing this one out, that Solana has once again surpassed Ethereum 24-hour decentralized exchange volume. Now, of course, if you add on Base and Optimism and Arbitrum and all that other stuff, yes, Ethereum is still going to be 2 times ahead if you account for the entire Ethereum ecosystem, including all the layer 2s. But apples for apples, Solana versus Ethereum, Solana once again winning the game. There's something to pay attention to here, isn't there? At least I feel like there is. Speaking of which, what are people doing on Solana these days? Well, degeneracy. It's the only word for it, isn't it? Phantom pointing out last week's top tokens are in. Top 5 tickers: Popcat, Whiff, Mitchie, SC, and Tooker. All meme coins. All meme coins. Cats. 3 cats, huh? Dogs are cooler, guys. I'm just going to keep reiterating. Dogs are cooler, okay? Dogs are cooler. Cats are not that awesome. Have you ever had a cat? They're really not that great at companions. Oh, sure, they'll snuggle you once in a while, okay? But realistically, when you need your cat is not there for you, okay? They're like a bad friend. Oh, they'll come around when they want something. Oh, feed me. Okay, oh, snuggle me now. Okay, cat, sure. And then what? You're having a bad day? Where's your cat? Gone. Not like a dog, okay? Dog's there for you, man. Dog, you get back, you're like, hey, man, my day's been rough. Dog's like, tell me about it, human. I'm here to listen. Plus, give me some food. Anyway, meme coins are still, of course, very popular right now. Unsurprisingly, in the crypto space, they're going to continue to be a major meta of this entire cycle. So don't fade meme coins, guys. I'm not trying to fade meme coins. I got some meme coins in the portfolio now. Might add 1 or 2 more, few different things. I'm thinking maybe I should get something more on other chains. I already have a couple. I've got like Puff on Mantle, and I have Foxy on Linea. By the way, if you ever want to see my full portfolio disclosures, you can find that in the description on YouTube, pinned comment on X. There you'll find my current holdings, all my venture investments, as well as a risk statement because crypto is risky. You can lose all your money. Okay. That being said, so I have those 2 beta plays for Mantle and the Linea ecosystems. And then on Base, I've got Brett, which is like the biggest meme coin still on Base. And I've got Benji, which I'm actually also an ambassador for those guys. Again, disclosures for all that stuff on the disclosures page, but that's a dog coin. Of course, we love dog coins around here, not cat coin. Cat coins, come on. But interesting to see, I think, where meme coins are going to go during the cycle. They've been so hyped up, and I know it's hard to tell the difference. What are the fundamentals of the meme coins? That one's got a cat picture. That one's got a dog picture. People like this one. People don't like that one. There's your fundamentals in a nutshell for a lot of meme coins, okay? But still, I think you'll see strong narratives built around certain meme coins on certain chains, and certain communities and cults sometimes will really push these things to the limits of prices that you cannot not even imagine yet, to be honest. Hey, real quick shout out as well to Engines of Fury. So this is a cool crypto game, Web3 game, right? So these guys are actually doing their launchpad pretty soon. So they're doing on Ape Terminal, a couple of other places. So this is coming out soon. I'm not saying to go out and buy the token sale. Okay, token sales are very risky. You can lose all your money. All right. I'm just pointing it out that this is coming to the market soon. We're going to be getting their game coming out really soon, their alpha test coming up very soon. So if you're looking to play a crypto game, then this could be something to be paying attention to. Big backers, of course, as well, Animoca Brands, Shima Capital, and others. So one of these crypto games, man, they are absolutely going to take off this cycle. Which one it's going to be remains to be seen, but I'm loving what I'm seeing coming out with some of these games right now, with these beautiful looking shooter games and games that have good gameplay and stuff like that. And I think we're going to see probably a few games this cycle that hit the point where people are playing them not because they're a Web3 game. People are playing them because they're a good game. And they also get tokens and NFTs and stuff like that on top. So they get an even more rewarding gameplay experience. So anyway, keep an eye out for Engines of Fury coming to a market near you. Now, final thought here before we dive into your questions and crack open some Perrier. My mom wrote me this morning to remind me that Perrier is owned by Nestle, part of the corporate global oligarchy system. Maybe I should rethink my Perrier. Perrier, man, come on, man. Come on. Send the paychecks through at least, guys. Let's go. Come on. If we're going to be talking about WEF water here. Anyway, jokes aside. Guys, your Social Security, this is something I always keep saying when it comes to investing, is that you cannot rely on your government for anything, certainly not for your retirement. A lot of people are going to be in a tough situation here. The headline is Social Security, Medicare will run out of money in just over a decade unless the U.S. Congress acts, blah, 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 take more of other people's money, give it to these people, et cetera, et cetera. The only person you can rely on is yourself, and you have to start planning. You have to be ready. Okay? You have to be ready. You have to invest yourself. You have to take care of yourself because no one's coming to save you. If you, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, guys, because you guys are here, you're interested, you're investing, you're taking the risks, you're trying to make your life better. You understand you cannot rely on the government to save you and that they're not here to help. But a lot of people are looking at a situation where they are going to be 85 working as greeters at Walmart because you know what? Their social security does not pay their rent, doesn't put food on their table. They have to work until the day they die. And they'll be found out back, face down in the Walmart parking lot. You had a heart attack out back by the garbage cans and you're done. That's the fate of a lot of people. And you know what? Here's the even rougher part for those people who won't have Social Security and Medicare is that in 20 or 30 years' time, you're not even going to be needed for a greeter at Walmart anymore. Because guess what? A Tesla robot or a Walmart robot is going to take that job from you. So you're just going to not even be an employee at Walmart. You're just going to be there talking to the robot all day, the greeter robot at the door because you're lonely and sad and don't have any money. And then you die face down out back by the garbage can and the robots pick you up and throw you in the rubbish bin. This is the fate that awaits a lot of people because there is going to be nothing there for a lot of people because the populations are aging in a lot of countries. There's simply not going to be enough money from the new people unless, of course, the robots create enough economic prosperity. But then again, you still have to rely on the governments to effectively do something with that money, which I don't trust them to do. So we all come back to the point that you have to take care of yourself, okay? You have to take care of yourself. You have to be thinking nonstop about how do you secure not just your financial freedom, but the financial freedom for your family, okay, for your kids, because our kids are entering a wild and crazy and dangerous time in the global economy with the advent of AI and human robots and all this stuff, which is coming now. It's really happening. It's not like in the 90s and we're like, that's probably going to happen really soon. It's like, no, it's literally happening right now. Okay. And our kids are going to grow up in a crazy world with they're going to be plugged into the metaverse all the time and stuff. I hope I don't lose my children to the metaverse. This is my fear as a father. I want to be able to visit my children in the future. I hope that they don't just plug themselves into the metaverse and disappear. Crazy stuff. Anyway, we're getting off track here, guys. let's lighten the mood a bit with some nice, refreshing bubbles from Perrier and talk crypto. Oh, it's good. All right. Yes, Seth, better to invest in the AI to hedge your own lives. Amen to that, man. AI is going to be big. Might as well invest in it. It's going to be one of the most powerful trends in everything. The economy, every sector you can possibly imagine is going to be affected by AI. It's one of the biggest investment opportunities, along with crypto, in our lifetimes. It's going to be massive. It is as important, if not in many ways, much more important than the invention and the distribution of the internet itself. That's my thought anyway. Do you have an info on the token merger of Fetch, Singularity AI, and Ocean? I have not kept up to date with that story. I don't know what they're doing or when that's likely to happen. Sorry. People should not speculate with certainty that they will live to the age of retirement. Well, statistically, most people will. The average life expectancy in most countries is to retirement age or well beyond retirement age. For example, in a lot of countries, you're going to have about 15 years on average of retirement life, sometimes a little bit longer, depending on what country you live in. NFT Hero says technology has only ever created more jobs. That's true. The way that jobs operate will change. That's absolutely true. And I think we move humanity away from doing more of the bullshit jobs that no one really likes doing to more interesting jobs. Hopefully, that'll be the trend anyway. Lark, when retail gets here, do you expect the successful meme coins to pump super quickly as they have in the past, or more slowly as people continue to come on chain? I think we're going to see wild when like retail really arrives, like the big herd rush arrives, and it'll be a short period of time when that happens. Absolutely, top meme coins are going to go absolutely insane. Just look back at the previous cycle, look at the meme coin charts for Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, right? The big memes of the time. We've seen so many more memes pop up since then. But go back and look at those two. Look at how fast the charts moved when things started moving. They're like Burj Khalifas, man. They just went up real fast. Probably going to happen some of this time. Andrew says, let's talk Arrow. Got a big liquidity farming position on that one, half USDC, half Arrow. I think it's going to pay out very well in the long term. Fingers crossed I don't lose just giant piles of money from a permanent loss. But as a 6 to 12 month, maybe longer position, something I'll wind down near the end of the bear market, end of the bull market, of course. But I think Aerodrome is well positioned for a lot of future success, if you ask me. So definitely one to keep an eye on, and a great way, I think, to get positioned, personally, not financial advice, positioned on base. So I've got great base exposure right now. I've got lots of Arrow farming. I've got Brett. I've got Benji. I've got stuff that's going to be releasing really soon. Rainmaker, X Swap, I think, is just coming out today, trading on the markets. So we're going to see a lot of other things launching on base very soon as well. So I'll have a really nice base exposure as that whole ecosystem heats up. Talk about Foxy on Linea. Well, one, I own it, so it's pretty exciting to talk about. Foxy is an interesting one because you can see the sort of deep connections they already have within that Linea ecosystem, which if you start to think about Linea, okay, there's so many layer twos out there, right? What's the value proposition here? One is backed by Consensus. Okay, so that makes a big deal. Consensus are the developers of MetaMask. MetaMask has 45 million downloaded users or something like that. So if some of that can be funneled into Linea, which can be funneled into, of course, the top beta plays on Linea, which one of them is going to be Foxy, currently the biggest meme coin on Linea. There's some interesting potential there. So not saying Linea's or Foxy's going to be worth like $100 billion or something like that, but can it see some nice performance? Maybe. Well, my bag is hoping so. So I'm holding on to some currently, and we'll see what happens to it. Live Software says the reality will much worsen over time and people prefer to be in the metaverse. That's what's scary. That's what's scary, isn't it? We're all going to die. Well, that's true. We are all going to die. It is a sobering reminder to live your life and be happy, but also that why be poor? Try as hard as you can to get money in your lifetime because your life's going to be nice as a result of that. Okay. You're going to have the ability to live longer. You will die, but you can live longer. You're going to be able to take care of your kids and all these sorts of things. But it's pretty wild to think that you, everyone else on the stream, and everyone that we all know is going to die one day. And that is scary. But on the flip side, it's also very much makes you focus on like, wow, I need to savor this. I need to appreciate this life and love this life and get the most experience that I can from this life while I'm here, because I don't know what comes next, but I do know that this year's now, so better enjoy it. We are getting dark on today's stream, man. Holy cow. Let's talk some altcoins. Let's talk altcoins real quick. Lighten the mood back up, man. Holy cow. What about Bonk or Floki? No real grand opinion, to be honest. Bonk, Floki, this dude's asking Bonk, Floki, or Whiff, which is most likely to overtake SHIB this cycle. Well, I would say that the technological innovations of Dog Whiff Hat are pretty damn impressive. And when you really start to dig in, like at a technical level, to understand what they've achieved with Whiff, I mean, it's kind of mind blowing. They took the dog and they put a hat on the dog. Don't fade that. Okay. Where are we up to? What about Sushi Swap? Man, I don't use Sushi Swap very much. Haven't used Sushi Swap in a long time. don't really think about sushi swap in general. It's fine. It works. People use it. Obviously, it's an important part of DeFi. I just don't really care about it that much. Space lumps. I don't understand liquidity mining. How does rebalancing affect the value of your position? For example, Arrow USDC. Well, the thing is that the way the market moves around, you may end up in a situation where when you go to withdraw, this is called impermanent loss. Go read an article about it. They'll explain it better than I will here in the stream, but it's called impermanent loss. And basically, the long and short of that is that when you go to take your money out, you might have less money than you put in. Okay. Now, the impermanent part is that maybe if you stayed in that pool long enough, you'd be able to get your money back out. So you have to find pools that have either low volatility or high enough incentives. So low volatility, for example, an Ethereum Bitcoin, like wrapped Ethereum, wrapped Bitcoin pool, that's going to be relatively low volatility. So when you go to take your funds back out later, you're going to have most of what you put there. But something like random new meme coin USDC, when you go to take your money out, you might have a lot of that meme coin there, which is going to be worth nothing, and all the dollars are gone because they were raided by the pool. So it's problematic. You're taking a lot of risks. You need to have adequate incentives to get you to take those kind of risks. Something like Arrow USDC, I find, is a nice middle ground of high incentives, but also relatable risk based on the fluctuating price of Arrow. Anyway, the important thing to understand is that you can lose all your money when liquidity mining, okay? So please keep that in mind. Andrew, I have not kept up with ArcBlock, man. Sorry. What happens to your Bitcoin and iTrust? Yes, you can do in-kind withdrawals. Okay, so you can do that, right? When you're done doing whatever you're doing, you can do an in-kind withdrawal. They have that option for you. So it is, your coins, you have the right to withdraw them when you want to withdraw them. Impermanent loss. One side of the pool is filled, so you lose everything you deposit on the other side. Yep. I don't like Drake's music, but I do want to make gains. I guess you're talking about the cat coin. Is it Crody? And these are people talking about that. Yeah. The meme coin space is it's just so hungry for any kind of narrative they can throw. Oh, it's this famous person's cat or whatever other bullshit that comes out. So it's going to move fast, guys. There's going to be a lot of bullshit narratives that pop up, and some are going to be stickier than others. Oh, interesting. Here, great example from Mr. Harry Lasagna. My Foxy USDC pool turned into only USDC, but because of rewards, it was more than the amount of the total value that I put in. But Foxy appreciated so fast that I missed the gains from just holding Foxy. There you go. These are the risks that you take, right? These are the risks that you take when you have these liquidity mining pools. You have to understand the risks versus the rewards. And I would say that if you don't understand that, certainly don't put like huge amounts of money in, okay? Remember, I've done that in the past. Like, this looks great. I'll just throw it, and my money's gone. That was a lot of money. Where'd that go? So I would suggest start slow. Like take 20 bucks. Literally take like 20 bucks. Okay, 20 bucks is a number that I'm sure most people are comfortable risking. Okay, take like 20 bucks and put it in a liquidity mining pool and just see how it works. And the fees on base are low enough. You can do that. Take 10 bucks of Arrow, 10 bucks of USDC, put it there, and just let it sit there for like a month and watch what happens. And then withdraw it and see how much you have left. See how it worked. Okay. To be an interesting educational experience for you, because that's the best way to really see how it works. Ondo or Render, if you had to choose one. I mean, you're comparing, apples to pineapples here, man. They're very different assets. Ondo's a real world finance coin. Render's an AI GPU DPIN coin. Wildly different. I'm personally more into AI coins compared to real world asset stuff. But yeah, I think Ondo's got definitely narrative and hype and excitement behind it. So I'm not going to dismiss that. But if it were me and somebody was holding a gun to my head and I had to just buy one of those two coins, I'd go with Render personally. Not even look at the market caps or anything else. Just got like AI stuff more. How safe is staking on Exodus? I don't like using the Exodus wallet. I think there's been too many exploits around people losing their stuff on it because it is a hot wallet. I'm pretty sure you can connect your ledger and stuff to it these days. So if you are going to do that, then connect your ledger to it and do it the safe way. Don't just use the Exodus wallet. Maybe they've patched those sort of security holes from before, but it is a hot wallet, right? So a lot of people lost a lot of money in hot wallets, and I probably wouldn't use Exodus from that perspective. Plus, it's not widely adopted for DeFi and stuff. You're better off using a lot of other wallets like Phantom, for example. Okay. Zoid says, what's your thoughts on when to initiate the 30-day withdrawal with Jupiter while still capitalizing on airdrops and fee sharing? Well, I think for me, I'll be watching, of course, when markets really heat up. So probably one thing that's going to be a really good indication of when to unstake. And this might just be a time-based thing, but I think I was thinking about this in the shower the other day, actually, that as we see the pi cycle top indicator getting very, very close to crossing over, not quite crossed over, getting close to crossing over, that's when I need to unstake everything, not just my Jupiter, everything. Unstake all of it and get it all ready. Get things that exchanges need to be on exchanges. Be prepared to sell. Because you do have to keep in mind, of course, everybody, if you're staking anything, you probably have a cool down period of anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Jupiter's 30 days. So for now, I don't see any reason to unstake my Jupiter anytime soon. I'll be riding that for a while, year at least, I would say, and then unstake it, get ready to sell it, hopefully for $20. That would be fantastic. William says, Lark, do you recognize the Bitcoin has a strong correlation with the S&P 500 risk on assets, although magnified? Yep, absolutely. And we've talked about that before. And I think we actually have queued that up for a video to talk about in the not so distant future. But yes, that will definitely be something that people should keep in mind. There are times when we decorrelate, where we're less correlated, but trending more and more over time to greater and greater correlation with the S&P 500 and general risk on, risk off attitudes in the wider markets. That's kind of what crypto has become more susceptible to. And of course, what happens to Bitcoin happens to the rest of the market. Okay. Don't fade hat tech. It is the future of France. Amen to that. Amen to that, man. Future of France. Let's go. Hats for everybody. I'm surprised there's not more other animals with hats. I know there's been some attempts, right? But like, why don't we get like really crazy in crypto, man? Like go like wild. Like let's do platypus with hat. Huh? Come on. Nobody's thought of that meme. There's probably 10 of those memes already, but the cutting edge of technology here, guys. Are you invested? No, I'm not invested in any Bitcoin miners, just Coinbase stocks. What percentage of your portfolio did you use to buy the recent dip, or what's your plan for the next dip? Which I bought very little on the recent dip. I'm pretty heavily allocated already. Recently, I bought into a few new pre-sale opportunities. What did I buy last week? Like Natix, which is like a new DPIN protocol, one or two others. So that's where I guess last week's money went to. And I did buy some Foxy. I bought some more Foxy because I think, okay, it's meme coins, got some interesting potential in Linea. We'll see where it goes. And I put a sell order in for that at like 5.5 cents, I think, like that. So that's for half of my Foxy stack. The other half's just going to hold for a while and see what happens to it. But no, I didn't actually put that much money into the market on the recent dip. Didn't sell anything either. Right? Just kind of chilling, holding. Sometimes you're going to have a bunch of extra cash laying around and just, a bunch of money, throw it all in. And sometimes I've just been putting money pretty consistently in the market for the past 6 months, really. Past 18 months, 2 years, really, right throughout the bull market. But I think that's ramped up a lot recently with sort of interesting new opportunities popping up in the market and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I didn't really buy that much on the recent dip. But you don't have to buy much on the dips if you don't have wild amounts of extra cash sitting around, but you also don't have to sell everything on the dips, which is what a lot of people do. There's a lesson there. Okay. Let's continue. Perrier with hat. Lark with hat. Oh my gosh. Perry the Perrier drinking platypus. Platypus with Perrier. Let's go. Why is Bitcoin's price action chart always similar to most altcoins? Because basically the crypto market is very responsive to the same kind of stuff. So when something happens that spooks Bitcoin, the rest of the market follows along with it. When Bitcoin pumps, the rest of the market moves up along with it. It's questions of liquidity and cash flows and all this kind of stuff. But essentially, look at the entirety of the crypto market as being very heavily linked. So sometimes you'll have narratives that pop off on their own and have their own sort of outstanding gains and stuff like that. But generally, the market will largely move in a similar direction, especially when sell offs come. If you had to choose Mantle or Manta, I would say probably Mantle, just from the perspective of I feel like the dudes at Bybit and the Mantle team more broadly are really trying to do a lot to give the MNT token a lot of value. You can see what they were doing recently. Mantle staking rewards, I saw it get up as high like 60% or something like that. Really crazy because you could have all these extra things that they were bringing on board, like Athena shards and stuff like that. And they're yeah, so it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting what they've done, I think, with Mantle. And it's definitely, I think, one of the ecosystems to watch. It hasn't like taken off massively yet, but I feel like they're really trying to push to get people excited about what's going on Mantle and to give the Mantle token itself some actual value, which is a heck of a lot more than you can say for the majority of layer twos who are just like, there's our shitty governance token. Would you buy it, please? So our VCs can have a 100x exit. That's about best to get these days. Like Arbitrum. Just no point for the token. No point at all. Did you get the cookie airdrop with the rush? No, I should go check. I'm gonna go check that after the stream. I was meaning to check in and see how that was doing yesterday. So I will check. I will go check it out. Thank you very much. Have a peek, see what's going on there. Techno God 73. Well, I sold my e-gold. I felt there wasn't enough going on to get me super, super excited. Not throwing any shade at the e-gold team. Layer 1 blockchain space is super competitive right now. Took that and put it into something different. So that's my thoughts on e-gold. Hey, Lark, this is my first rodeo. Do altcoins peak at a similar time? Yeah, I've made some interesting videos on that recently. I would say go and check those out. But long story short, what you're going to be looking at is how things have generally worked historically. Bitcoin tends to peak 2 to 3 weeks before the altcoin markets have their final sort of mega peak. Probably going to play out relatively similar this time. It doesn't always play out exactly like that, but when you see the Bitcoin Pi cycle top indicator, just go look up Lark Davis talks, top signals, and Lark Davis altcoin season. I think we did those videos pretty recently, last few months, right? So go check those out. I think it'll be really informative. We really packed them full of information and charts and analysis. So go check those out. I hope they'll be useful for you. But anyway, yes, altcoins peak at a similar time to Bitcoin, but Bitcoin usually leads peaking 2 to 3 weeks before altcoins do. Okay. Okay. Guys, we're going to finish up there for today. Thank you so much for joining today's stream. You're awesome. I love you. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.